Hey guys, Adam here with ShoeLaunch, and in this video we're going to cover how to launch a campaign from start to finish using the ShoeLaunch platform. First, we're going to come here to the campaigns dropdown and select Launch. It's going to take us to this page where we can begin to create our new campaign. Now, the first thing we need to do is choose the site that we want our campaign to be on. With ShoeLaunch, you can have multiple sites. So this drop down here is where you'll select the site you want your campaign to be on. In this example, we're going to put it on Your Awesome Shoe Brand. Once you have the site selected, hit Launch Your Campaign. Now we're going to start the design process. On the first step in the designer, you need to decide if you want to make your campaign a sneaker campaign, a high top campaign, or a low top campaign. For this example, let's build a high top campaign. The next thing we need to decide is if we want our high top to be black or white. Let's select a white high top. Now we're ready to put our artwork on the shoe. Unlike most platforms that require PNGs, ShoeLaunch will need you to upload your art in a JPEG format with zero transparency. You can learn more about how ShoeLaunch requires your art to be laid out in these links right here. We highly encourage you to visit these links and watch the tutorial videos so your art is formatted properly. For the high top, your artwork must be exactly 3066 by 1554 pixels in a JPEG format. I'm simply going to take my JPEG and drag it onto the shoes and let it load. You can see here, we're going to make some awesome looking ShoeLaunch logo shoes. Now that the art has successfully loaded onto our shoes and we've checked to make sure our design fits right and the text is pointed in the right direction, we're going to come here to this button that says Next. The next step in the campaign launcher is the pricing and options page. Here, we're going to set our price and decide which genders we want to show on the product page. Let's start with the price. Here you can see on the men's high top shoe, there are 3 pieces of information: the selling price, the base cost, and your profit. The selling price is the base price of the shoe plus whatever profit you decide you want to make on top. For each product, we've loaded the shoes at the suggested profit and selling price, but you can change it however you like. If you want to make, let's say, $30 of profit, just come right here and enter 30. If you want to make, let's say, $15 of profit, you can enter 15. We suggest doing $25.95 profit for the high tops, since we see that the best selling price for high tops is $59.95 for conversions. It's important to note that whether you sell 1 shoe or 100 shoes, your profit will remain the same. There are no minimum orders on campaigns, and there are no volume discounts. Next, we can decide which genders appear on our campaign page when published. By default, ShoeLaunch will load all available genders. But let's say you have a design that is only for men. You can come here to this button that says Remove on the women's gender and hit it. This will remove the women's shoe and leave only the men's. You can always add the women's shoe back to the product page by coming to this button and hitting Add Women's Variant. And just like that, you'll have both shoe genders published to your campaign. Conversely, if you only want to show the women's shoe, you can come here and remove the men's shoe by hitting the Remove button just like this. For this example, let's show both genders and bring back the men's shoe by hitting the Add Men's Variant button here. Now that we're happy with the pricing and the genders, we're ready to head to the next step, so let's hit the Next button here. This will bring us to the description page. We'll start at the top and enter in a title. We'll call this the Logo Brand High Tops. Next, we have the description box. We entered in a default description for you to save time, but you can put whatever description you want with our WYSIWYG editor here. If you want to let customers know about other styles of shoes you offer or other color variations, you can always link them with images in the description box here. Next are site tags. Here you can tag your campaign to better organize your campaigns into categories on the platform. For this example, I'll tag this with the term logo. Moving on, we have the URL field. Here you'll need to enter in a unique URL. So we'll enter in brand logo. In the next section, we have to select some campaign settings. First, we have the Visible on Storefront setting. By default, this box is selected and your campaign will appear on your campaign storefront. If you don't want your campaign to appear on the campaign storefront, deselect this box. The next setting we have is the countdown timer. The countdown timer is a 24-hour countdown clock that appears under your Buy button on your campaign page. It will automatically reset every 24 hours to create scarcity. By default, this box is checked and applied to your campaign automatically. But if this is something you don't feel comfortable with, you can always deselect this box. It's also important to note that campaigns on ShoeLaunch are different than most platforms. They run indefinitely, and there are no end dates on ShoeLaunch. If you want to end a campaign, you'll need to archive your campaign on the campaign's dashboard. Next, we have the Stealth Mode selector. By default, this box is selected to off. By selecting Stealth Mode, your campaign will not be indexed in Google search and will not be pinnable in Pinterest. A lot of sellers like to enable the Stealth Mode setting to prevent their winning designs from being stolen by other internet marketers. The next setting is the 5-star review. By selecting this box, ShoeLaunch will place a 5-star review icon on your campaign page, as well as several reviews underneath your product description to establish social proof and increase conversions on your campaigns. If this is something you don't feel comfortable with, you can always deselect this box. Finally, we have the Price Slasher. The Price Slasher will show a higher strike-through price next to your selling price, which suggests that your items are on sale and increases your conversion rate. You can control how much higher your strike-through price appears compared to your selling price in the percentage box here. We recommend setting your strike-through price at 100% higher than your selling price, which suggests to your customer that your items are on sale for 50% off the original price. Now, if you don't want to show a strike-through price, you can simply deselect the box here. At the bottom of the page, here you can add an additional Facebook Pixel ID. This will fire alongside your site-wide pixel you placed on the site settings page and will track view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase events. Finally, here you can select which style of shoe you want to show first on your campaign page. For this example, we'll show the women's style first. Now that everything is set up how we want, Make sure you acknowledge our terms of service for publishing campaigns. And once you're ready, it's time to come here and hit the next button, which will bring us to the finish page. You can see here that our campaign was successfully created, and we can visit the campaign URL by clicking here. If you ever need to modify your campaign while it's running, you can do so by coming to the active campaign list and hitting the Modify button. If you make any changes to your campaign, make sure you go all the way to the Finish page in the Campaign Builder after making the changes to ensure your modifications are saved to the live campaign. If you have any questions, please contact the ShoeLaunch support team in the chat box, and we'll be happy to help you as soon as possible. Thanks.